What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Belle Collective, Season 1, Episode 2. Now, y'all know we did the premiere, I feel like forever ago, but the second episode did drop on Friday. You know, I'm a little late getting this video up, but let's talk about what went down. So, we start this episode off with, oh, child, see, now I got to remember these people's names. Not Latrice, because Latrice is the other L. The other L. Is it Latrice? The one that owns the hair company, child. The one that owns the hair company. I think it's Latrice. I think it's Latrice, and the other one's Letitia. And we see her getting herself together, and we see her talking to her husband, who she calls Zaddy. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I feel some kind of way about a grown-ass woman calling her husband Zaddy when they not doing Zaddy activities. But, okay. That's your thing. That's what you do. And she's expanding her business into a whole hair care line. And he spoke about wanting to be an investor. So she's speaking to him about it. And she said, listen, he said, well, let me run the warehouse and you run, the rest of it. And she was like, well, I don't know about that. And he said, okay. He said, if I'm going to be an investor, then you're going to have to listen to me because you think you know everything and you don't want to listen to me. And she was like, but it is my business and I'm going to have something to say. And he was like, I tell you what, then don't worry about it. I'll just be a silent investor. She was like, cool, you can give me that checkbook. That's fine. And she said that, when she first started her business, he didn't really have that vision. He didn't really see what she saw and what her vision was for the business. We also meet her PR person, and she, of course, is very integral in getting stuff out there for the marketing and getting this project ready for the rollout, right? So then we meet up with Leticia and Tambra. Now, Tambra is the DJ. She wasn't able to come and host because she had a prior commitment, so she wasn't able to host the activity. Host the brunch. Remember the brunch from the first episode? She wasn't able to host the brunch, so she's, asking Leticia, like, what happened? Tell me what happened down to the brunch. And so, of course, she tells her how the whole brunch went left and how they was in there arguing over hair, and she just didn't understand it, and, like, she was really disappointed, and that she never got a chance to even tell them about her fairish, someone corrected me in my comments, street initiative. She never got a chance to even talk to the ladies, and she was like, listen, I need to figure out a way to get these ladies all on the same page again and getting them all getting along, because at the end of the day, I want them to want to invest in my project. I ain't mad at you. Like it ain't nothing wrong with saying, listen, I need y'all to be friends so y'all can help me do what I'm trying to do. Because again, this isn't a selfish project. It's not selfish. She also says, hey, it's my birthday weekend, and she said, I already invited all these ladies to my birthday. Like, do I need to reconsider? It's Tambra's birthday. She said, do I need to reconsider because I've invited them to my birthday and I don't want no problems. And she said, well, you know what? Letitia said, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you because I didn't think they would act a fool at the brunch. She said, but I tell you what, if I see things starting to go left, I'll try my best to put the kaboom on it and try to reel it all in. So she was like, okay, cool. Then we see Miss Marie at work. She talking to her business partner. Here's what I can't stand. Before I get to what I can't stand, let me just go through this. Marie is talking about the fact that she is raising her grandkids. Her son, who is only, I think, 20 years old, already has 3 children, all under the age of 1. But he in college. No, ma'am. See, here's the thing. I understand we all want our children to do better. I understand that we want to give our children the best opportunity. And I understand that in a lot of cases, not every case, but in a lot of cases, a college degree is a step in that direction. I'm not even mad about that. Here's my issue. Sometimes you forfeit that right. You have 3 children, sir. You can't afford to go to school full time. Why? Because you need to get a job because you got 3 children. And Marie, for you to say, well, I'm taking care of his 3 children, the baby mamas, and putting him through school. Girl, that's a problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got a problem with that. Your intentions are right, but no, he sacrificed that right. No, ma'am. Because let's be clear, if there was a young lady who was 20 years old and had 3 children, I'm just saying. Then Marie, now this is the part that I don't like. Then Marie goes on to tell revisionist history about what happened down to the brunch. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not going to rehash what happened at the brunch. I just got to go back and look at the episode or go look at my review from the first episode. We'll do both. Look at the review. But here's my issue. This how I know you knew you was wrong, because you ain't tell the story right. If you thought you had done everything the right way and that you weren't out of pocket, you would have told the story exactly how it went down. But the way you chose to tell the story is not how it went down, which tells me that you know the way you retold that story was wrong. And for you to say, well, the customer's always right and your customer service this and your customer service that, no, ma'am. The way you came at that young lady at an event like that, at a women's empowerment brunch, the way you chose to come at her, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You were wrong, Marie. Even if your intention was correct, your approach was wrong. I said it in the review, and all I'm going to say is this, and I'm going to leave it at this. Either you got duped, and the guy that made the wig did not use the hair that you purchased from Latrice, or you did get the hair from Latrice, and it was a bad batch of hair. But either way, as a black woman, why is that your go-to? That you carry it the way you carried it, and you came down the way you came down on that woman. Anyway, I'm not rehashing that. But Marie put her legs up on that, she threw her legs up on that desk, because you just wanted everybody to know you had on a pair of Louboutins, because that's the only reason why I could think you did it. And you sat there and act like your shit don't stink and you ain't do nothing wrong, and Latrice was all wrong. Now let's be clear, I don't know if Latrice is going to be one of my favorite people by the end of this season, because she got some stuff with her that I ain't crazy about either. But in this situation, she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. Moving on. We got to see, I think it's Letitia. I really think it's Letitia. Meet with one of the matriarchs of Ferris Street, and she gave her a tour of the street. And let me tell you guys something. The thing I'm loving about this show, and I really, really, really hope we don't go down the road of a Love and Marriage Huntsville, where we start off with this great intention and this great idea, and it just dissolves into other mess. Her intention is great. When we think about our history and we think about our Black Wall Streets, people act like Tulsa, Oklahoma was the only Black Wall Street, but it wasn't. Because of segregation, the equivalent of a Black Wall Street existed in a lot of places. Maybe not on the level of a Tulsa, but certainly where you have a center of Black society, where the theater, the restaurants, the businesses, meeting places, like that nucleus of Black society existed in pretty much all throughout the South, right? And in the North as well. And unfortunately, because of integration, because of gentrification, because of all of the Cations, because of redlining, not redlining, but because of these different things, we've lost a lot of that. And a lot of those streets have become time capsules in our towns. Now, some towns or cities had the money to sort of revitalize that nucleus, and others didn't. And so what she's trying to do is to revitalize that nucleus, revitalize that parish. I keep trying to put a P on it. That Farish Street, and that woman gave her a tour, and she said, "Hey, this is the shoe shine shop, and it's been here since 1930. And here's this restaurant. Barack Obama ate here. She named other people. I don't want to shoot. I want to say Dizzy Gillespie, but that's not what she said. But she named some other people, and before he was president, it was called Peaches, and it was probably like that soul food spot that everybody came to and could get them the best peach cobbler around, and probably when people went after church on Sunday, and they're walking this street, and then they showed us the old pictures of how busy that street used to be, and all you saw was beautiful black people, right? And then when it came upon the theater, and again, just like we have the Apollo and we have the Howard Theater, they had the theater where black acts could play. Why? Because they couldn't play in the white theaters, right? And like in DC, we had the Howard Theater, and it was a big thing to revitalize the Howard Theater. If you look at pick up any history of Motown or history of black music, and you look at the pictures and you look at the captions under those pictures, you will see the names of those theaters. You will see the Apollos, the Atlas, the Howard theaters. You will see all of those different theaters because that's where black acts went, because they couldn't go anywhere else, right? And it didn't matter how big they were, that is where they were regulated to for a very, very long time. And so Letitia said that the theater was where she really wanted to focus, because that's that focal point, and she really wanted to revitalize that so they could bring back a place where people could meet and have the different black events. And I'm just here for it. Like, I'm just so here for that. And I don't know how this ended. I don't know how this project ended, but I wish her the best. I just do. If I had some money, girl, I would send you a check. I ain't lying. Anyway, so let's get back to the business. Okay, let's get back to the business. Okay. Now, all right, so Antoinette is the dentist who is just went through a divorce and trying to open up her own practice. And so we see where Latrice goes over her house and brings her some of her sample products from her new line. And she invited her over because she just renovated her home, and she wants to sort of show her what she's done, because after the divorce, she said she just needed a fresh everything. She just wanted the house to look different, feel different, smell different. And I'm with you. I understand that. And she said as she was going through the renovations, she found a bunch of stuff that her husband had left behind, a lot of his baseball paraphernalia. She said he's a big baseball player, and it sort of brought back a lot of emotions. It sort of brought back a lot of things. But ultimately, she opens up a little bit about the separation and about the divorce. And she said, ultimately it came down to her not being ready to have children. And that I guess was a major point of contention for them. And that the divorce was hard, it was a lot that went into it, and that she's determined to, to move forward and succeed. Now later on in the episode, we see her talk to her best friend, the white woman, who they were all in a medical school together. They've known each other since then. So her friend has been around since the beginning of their relationship, and they met at a baseball field so she could sort of purge. Like, it was like a exercise. She hit the baseball bat. She hit the baseballs and the baseball bat, and it was like a way for her to purge it. And she dug a little deeper in explaining her hesitance of having a child. She said she was very hesitant about having a biracial child. She said that, growing up in Chicago but moving to Mississippi, she said she had never experienced so much racism until she got to Mississippi. And having a biracial child, she said she knew that living there, it would force her child to make a decision, and that her child would be faced with some racism and some things that she just wasn't ready to face. And it was a lot on her, because I think she really still loves her husband, but clearly that was like a point of no return in their relationship and their marriage. And you got to see a different side of Simone. You got to see a different side. Simone, Lord, Antoinette, because I think last episode we got a certain impression of her, but you got to see a more vulnerable side of her with that. Anyway, let me speed this up. So then we had Timbra out shopping for her birthday. We saw a scene with her and her stylist who they were trying on outfits and getting her ready for her birthday party. And she brought up this whole story about an NBA player offering to pay her $1 million to have a baby. And she was talking about how her family, that's a big thing in her family of when she's going to settle down and have children. She said she has frozen her embryos because she's just not ready to have children yet. But she wants to, when she's ready, she wants everything to be everything. But that her family is really kind of looking at her like, okay, girl, when is it going to happen? And I can get it. I can dig it. I mean, my family hasn't been that heavy on me. But there was a time when it was it was so I could definitely understand that. She's turning 40 on her birthday, and so that's what this is all about. Now, let's get to the party. Okay, so the party comes through, everybody shows up, everybody's there, and it looked like it was a nice little event. It was outdoors. You could tell it was during COVID because the lady who brought the cake out had a mask on. So that's how you can always tell if stuff was pre-COVID or post-COVID. If there's some mask around, you know it was post-COVID. But Latrice is running around. Not Latrice. Lord, I want to keep calling that woman Latrice. Is it Letitia? Latricia. It's Latrice and Latricia. Am I saying that right? Lord, I feel bad because I feel like I'm getting this girl's name wrong. Damn. And I feel like I wrote it down. Oh, Lord. Anyway, she's playing, Peacemaker, right? She's trying to get Marie and Latrice to talk and work things out and to clear the air. Now, I think everybody agrees that this probably isn't the best place to do it, the most appropriate place to do it. But hell, neither was a brunch for y'all to act a damn fool to begin with, okay? Leticia, that's it. Leticia. All right. So I wasn't too far off. I think I was saying it right. I think I was saying Latricia, but Leticia. So, Marie shows up, and you can't tell her she ain't the shit. Okay, she got her little outfit on, honey, and you can't tell her she ain't the ish. All right. She got them finger waves. She how. Anyway, and Latrice shows up with Zaddy, okay, and Antoinette is with them as well, and her publicist Tina ends up coming through, and so all of the ladies are there, and they are really all on their good behavior. But when Leticia tried to get Marie to talk to Latrice, of course that was a no-go. That was a no bueno. But what I found interesting was, girl, didn't you tell Tiambra that if something was gonna pop off, you would stop it? It sounds like you trying to start it, cause you already know that these two ladies are all in water. It's just not gonna click. And so Latrice even went over to Marie's table at one point and tried to talk to her. And Marie said, "Listen, this ain't the time or place. We can talk, but we're not gonna talk here. I don't want to mess up my girl's party." And I'm like, "But you ain't have no problem messing up your girl's brunch, though. You ain't have no problem acting a fool at the brunch. But okay, whatever." And they agreed to it, and Latrice says, "Well, let's toast to that." And girl, Marie would not toast. And Leticia was like, "Girl, come on. You're not going to raise your glass. You're not going to say a toast. You're not going to." And she was like, "I'm not. I won't. I'm not. You know I'm not fake, girl. You know I'm not fake." I said, this girl is a lot. She got a lot going on with her. Okay, she got a lot going on. But then Tiambra comes out, and they have a whole moment where she makes this toast about women's empowerment and girl power and black girl magic. And of course all the ladies are like, yes, black girl magic. But Latrice and Antoinette sort of have their they sort of holding back and had their little like side eye, like, girl, whatever, this ain't no women's empowerment, look how these women are acting. And then Leticia pulled Antoinette aside to sort of discuss. She said, "I heard you been talking shit about my brunch." And let me tell you about Antoinette. Antoinette, you told her yourself, Antoinette, don't never get arrested. You didn't even know what that woman wanted to say to you, and you started confessing the shit before she had a word, before she could even open up her mouth. You started confessing the shit. Girl, you know I was talking trash about your brunch. I don't even know if that's what Leticia wanted to talk about. And then she said, I mean, I did say that the waffles was dry. Like, you are telling on yourself. But I will respect the fact that you say, I apologize, and I was wrong, and that wasn't in the spirit of, what it was that you were trying to build, and I apologize. And so they agreed to not talk shit about each other again, which y'all know that's going to last about an episode and a half. But, listen, it is what it is. So that was the Belle Collective. I'm sorry I sort of rambled when I got to the Black History part, but y'all know my heart. Y'all know my heart. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.